Good afternoon guys and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to some course management here at Royal Malta.
It is actually Royal Malta as well, we're not just making it up.
We're going to get that on first hole here. Yeah, we've got the Maltese flag and we've got the first hole here at Malta. So a par 4, 260 yards off the yellow tee, stroke index 15, so a very easy hole to start with, but a lot of people struggle with these kind of holes, maybe not this short. Tried two different options here for course management. James is going to hit a 5-iron here off the tee, put it into position, put it into the fairway. It should into this breeze, leaving about 100 yards into the green, which is more of a fuller shot. Second option, and I will put it on screen now, James did make an eagle with this club earlier today. As you can see, a great drive to around about 15 feet and hold the putt. And this will be the first and last time I ever put one of James's good holes on this channel.
Look at the wind.
So straight into off the right. So James is going to play both shots and we're going to try and show the percentage play, which is going to be better for you. Here in Malta we've got very much Bermuda grass in the rough, very hard to get a strike. People hit the high on the face, they don't get the distance they want, and it's holding them back from scoring well. And this is something even on your course, you might hit driver, put yourself in a worse position short-sided than you could do hitting a 5-iron. Again, a 5-iron is going to leave James a full shot, and that's a big thing we're going to discuss as we get down there. So James, first up, which one do you want to go with?
Driver.
Shock. Like we say here, a dogleg to the right. There is 3 bunkers up around the green, and James feathered his way through them earlier on, so it just missed the one just short left of the green. It bounced on nicely into 15 feet, so he's going to try and repeat this motion.
How much of earlier would you say is luck, honestly? Because it's a tight, isn't it?
Yeah, and James, many warm-up shots, he got straight into that and straight on the green. And the lady on the last has just played a great shot.
Yeah, she has, yeah.
Yes, very much luck. So we're going to try and show you here, if James plays it twice with a driver, what's he going to score? It's a good strike, but it's up the left, and it has brought the palm trees up the left into play.
Not as good as earlier.
No, and that could now be blocked out. And when we get up there, you will see that that's potentially blocked out. He might be able to get on. We're now going to give him the 5-iron.
It's not going to be another eagle, is it?
James doesn't have to go for this. He's going to avoid the bunker in the fairway that you did see on the map of the hole earlier. And then from there, he should have a full shot in. So a fairway could be a premium. A little bit up the right hand side, but that is just on the edge of the fairway.
Nice strike, that enjoyed that.
That's a great strike, but effortless, much easier. I'm going to show you where those two are.
It's not an eagle though, is it?
It's certainly not.
You see,
great shot.
Great shot. You see, Chris, the big thing for me is when you play, you know, like when you eagle a hole,
yeah,
you're like, well, I should be able to just repeat that. But how often do you see people who you teach as well, where you try and repeat something that, let's be fair, it was a great shot, it was a good putt, but it was very, very lucky, wasn't it? It wasn't a repeatable thing to do.
No, and that's it. The 4th hole where I used to play as a junior was a short, drivable par 4.
Sitwell.
Royal Sitwell.
That's not Royal Sitwell.
It's not Royal Sitwell, it's just Sitwell. But
it's there, look, my other one.
Correct. But for all the times I've tried to hit driver on the green, I might have eagled it twice out of 100 times, and I probably had, well, I definitely
Where are you going?
Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry. I was going for your drive because it's lost.
But it's not lost.
So just off the fairway. It's just
but again, that's probably the tee shots I'm going to hit with that iron, and I've got literally 95 yards in.
And it doesn't bring the trouble in front, so the bunker's avoided. Again, when I was talking about Sitwell there, it's a hole where I had more bogeys than I did eagles. I've been aggressive, I've tried to hit the driver, I've hit a few balls out of bounds, and it's the same with here with James. I'm not saying James is going to make a bogey unless he's behind a tree, but he could potentially...
But in my head, you're more likely to make a birdie. Eagle is good, like you've got like a looking hole to put, but you're more likely to make a birdie.
Potentially, yes, but if you're in the bunker and you're not confident out of that, if you have the awkward shot, that's what the 5-iron for James has not left. He's not left himself that 60-yard shot, that 40-yard shot, that 80-yard shot that he's not comfortable. It's a little bit in between, and he's trying to manipulate something. It's just left him now a full shot. So James is going to hit his 52 here, which is a full shot into this breeze. So he's probably playing about 110, 120. So James is going to hit more of a fuller shot, and that's then going to give him more confidence. He's not trying to fiddle something, guide something, take it off. He doesn't know where his low point is, and he then fats it and puts it straight into this bunker to give himself a chance. That's a nice one. So he's controlled that with a little bit of speed.
Oh, that's delightful.
It's gone right up, looking like pin high, and not much effort at all.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah, not much effort at all. We can zoom in, we can see that just side of the pin, but now trying to find a ball. So we found James's ball here, really sat down in the rough, so a very tough lie. Again, going up and over this bunker, it's a tricky shot, so he may get this closer. He needs a miracle to get this closer than his nice controlled shot off his 5-iron.
I'm almost considering not going over the bunker and going left of the flag.
And that's it, so James is there thinking about playing safe there, so you've got to think there, right, first time round was an eagle, now he's thinking play it safe and try and get out of here with just a par, and on a 260 yard hole, it's made it difficult. It's a great looking shot.
Oh no.
That needed one more yard.
I literally thought that's as good as you're going to play as well. That was
a
so
perfect
close.
line, played very well, but needed one more yard. That's now in the bunker, and we're clutching at getting a par. So you can see here, James pitched it right in the top of the bunker.
You see where it's pitched there, look?
Yeah, another yard. You can see it's pitched right there. Another yard or two, and that was going to be stone dead from a very tough lie. It would have come out with not a lot of spin on, so it would have run out close.
Why do I feel like you knew this was going to happen?
But the eagle, as you'll have seen on James's channel, was on a team video, so I'm more happy with that. But James has been playing well out of the bunkers. It's not a bad shot, plenty of spin at around about 15 feet, and you can see there, obviously the control shot he hit off his 5-iron is in there at around about 8 feet. So again, tour average wise, if we talk about that, that's going to be 50% on tour. So think about your handicap. How many times are you expected to hold that putt? Very easy 5-iron off the tee. Not a lot that could go wrong with that. It was just off the fairway. A very easy shot into there. Driver, like James said to me, struck it very well, but just left in the thick rough in between those palm trees, and it's a very difficult shot. So let's see what James gets out with. We know he got an eagle earlier this morning. Can James get out of there with a 1 putt? I'm not so sure. Tour average wise, from there it's a little bit longer, probably looking at 20 feet. From 20 feet we're looking at 1 in 4 for a tour player.
Realistically, if I'd have gone long, it was the lie that did me on the second shot, wasn't it, with the more aggressive one?
Yeah, so
if you've got this for birdie, you're like, well, I've kind of got a birdie chance for nothing, but unfortunately it's not for par.
And that's the thing, the driver can work. It could have been up there, could have had a much easier shot in. And now I was thinking, oh, actually, hitting a great drive is giving me more work and more stress. Again, a great stroke, it's coming by. There. Eagle this morning, bogey this afternoon, and 2 great drives off that, and not a bad pitch shot in either, so very difficult. But now 5-iron, control 52 in.
Oh, that hit a spike.
It's hit a spike. I think James did that on purpose, to be honest, just to prove that he didn't get a birdie, so he didn't remember it as much. But guys, you see, much easier, much more effortless to get that around with a 5-iron, nicely wedged in, control wedge. James has been playing his wedge as well as his bunker play.
Oh, thanks, mate.
But we're going to move on to the next short par 4, which is straight back towards the clubhouse here at Royal Malta. So big decisions off the tee. Second hole here at Royal Malta, stroke index 17, 260 yards from the yellows. So it is somewhere where James could reach, but I have told him 8-iron is the club. I'm not happy with this decision. So 260 yards, James normally again hits his 8-iron about 160 yards. That will leave him 100 yards in. It is downwind here, so we're going to be able to get that with a nice yardage in. Left him on the right hand side of the fairway, again opening up the hole.
This is what they're all here to see. This is what they're here to see, Chris.
Again, guys, you've got to think about it. Who wants to hit driver because you know you can reach. Again, scoring wise, if you want to improve your golf, guys, you've got to think about what to hit off the tee.
I'm not gonna lie, that clubhouse is looking awfully in danger.
Exactly, and if it's not a clubhouse, guys, think about your golf course. Is that the outer bounds that you're looking at and you're not feeling comfortable? Then just an iron down there. We're going to score better. We're going to help you reduce your handicap. And James is going to make up an excuse.
I'm not even aiming at the flag. I'm aiming at that tree on the right hand side because, like,
so he's aiming already. He's aiming right of the green to make sure that it doesn't hit that clubhouse. And how many times do you do that with outer bounds on your golf course? Aim away from it.
Oh no!
And that is a low raking hook. Luckily, James has got insurance. That's hit the fencing. It's bounced straight back, and it's probably the same distance has his 8-iron. And James is worried about Sheila and Kath, who are up there, who have just watched that, and they did watch his channel. So think about it, guys. James hasn't tried to go after that one. He's not tried to do anything different, but we all hit those kind of shots.
That's that shot where you know there's something on that side and you just really not. You try that hard not to hit it left, you hit it left.
Exactly, and it's not going to help you reduce your handicap. Right, so we can see the clubhouse there that James did attempt to hit with that ball that has bounced back. But we're
That's
right
actually
here.
done very well as well.
We've got 100 yards to the flag, so exactly what we thought, 160 yards off the tee, a nice control one has left us 100 yards, which is James is going to now hit a
52.
James is now going to hit a 52 degree in there. Again, nice and controlled, exactly the same as the first. That's a great fly, a little bit low. That's skipped up just on the front edge. It might be just short of pin high, not his finest strike, but we shouldn't be getting out of here with anything worse than a par. And people will say, yes, you can birdie this hole. Proximity wise, that's what it's all about. How close can we hit it? If you're a mid-handicap golfer, if you've hit it down here and hit that, you should be getting out of there with 2 putts.
Realistically, that's as bad a shot as I'm going to hit, isn't it?
Exactly, and the worst shot that James could hit there has gone to around about 20 feet max. And that's still going to give him an outside chance. So we can see here, James has come straight back off that fence, protecting.
The reason I didn't shout, by the way, is because there is a fence there, so I don't think I haven't shouted.
That's the only reason. But James now, difficult shot. Even if James had hit a 4-iron, struck it well and here in the rough, it's a harder shot than what he had from 100 yards. That's a nicely clipped shot there. Again, out of the rough, that's landed pin high. It looked extremely good, but it's ran through and now in the rough long of the green. So that's the difference between being on the fairway or being in this tough Bermuda rough. So as we come up, we can see this putt here, around about 20 feet, uphill putt right to left. Would fancy a chance of being positive at that here. Just long. James is going to go with putter out of the fringe here at Royal Malta. He's been putting downhill, great greens here, great conditions, but it's not the easiest. So he might have been closer, but he's left himself a harder putt. That's a good putt, a little bit left.
Take that.
Pace-wise, you wouldn't say bad, but that's ran past 3.5 feet.
It's better than a chip would have done, I think, isn't it?
Better than a chip. Again, if you are playing Bermuda grass, you might think the putter might be a better option to guarantee you a strike. It's given James a chance. And he's made...
That's a par with the drive.
Exactly. Made a par with a drive. Wasn't easy as you would like. You know, he's hit the fence. He's worried about hitting the ladies up there on the veranda. But here, now, 8-iron off the tee. Little 52 in. And a great roll.
Oh,
Just short there, so we can see just short, had the line, didn't have the pace, but how much easier was that for him? Do you want to be that guy who hits an 8-iron off the tee? That is the question for James.
no.
No, he doesn't.
Well, I don't know. I still wouldn't.
But much easier, guys. So think about what club you hit off the tee if you're on short par 4s, but there's a lot of trouble around the green. If there's thick rough, if there's hard shots, if you can get stuck behind the tree, think about hitting an iron off the tee, leaving yourself a fuller shot in, because nobody likes those short wedge shots in. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully that helps you with your course management.
Get good at golf.
Hopefully it's going to help James. And subscribe to our new channel, Get Good at Golf, which is going live very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you again later in the week.